Welcome to the Friday, June 21st, 2024, Kenston Board of Education board meeting. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll do roll call and welcome. Seth, you can take the roll on that.
All right. Mr. Brudzinski, Mr. Henry.
Here.
Dr. Kraus.
Here.
Mr. Manning.
Here.
Mrs. Chapman.
Here.
All right. This is the June 21st meeting of the Kenston Local School Boards of Education. It's called to order. I'd like to note that this meeting is replacing the meeting originally scheduled for June 24th regular meeting. This is due to scheduling conflicts with multiple board members' schedule and the challenge of meeting a quorum. Summer months are really tough, and it's tough to make meeting schedules a match of what we set up back, sometimes up to a year in advance that we make those. So summer months are sometimes tough, and I'm glad everybody can rearrange their schedules to get this meeting done today in replacement of the Monday, June 24th meeting. Okay. Welcome to the June 24th, 2024 regular meeting of the Kenston Local School Boards, or Seth, do we call it special meeting now, or is it regular meeting? It doesn't. It's a replacement.
It's called.
Everywhere it's listed is right, so I'll just have to catch myself on those. Prior to this meeting, each board member received for their review and consideration the agenda and materials associated with each agenda item via the electronic Board of Education agenda system, Board Docs. Board members have the opportunity to call the superintendent and treasurer for information concerning agenda items and to request additional information if needed. As a result, voting at the meeting may appear rushed and without adequate discussion. This is because the board has thoroughly reviewed the agenda items, done their research, and arrives at the meeting ready to vote. The agenda is available for public view via the district website and at the board meeting. Okay? All right, so we will move on to our approval minutes. We're on to section 3. And we'll need a motion. We have Beth and Jim seconded. All right, Seth, take the roll.
Mr. Brudzinski, Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Dr. Kraus.
Yes.
Mr. Manning.
Yes.
Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to 4.1, we have commendations.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Manning, and we have actually contacted representatives from Curtin Capital Partners as well as Romeo's Pizza with a change of meeting. They were scheduled to attend the meeting on Monday evening, but with a change, we contacted them, so we will make sure that we get their certificates and express our gratitude and thanks for all they do for our school district.
Great.
So wanted you to be aware of that.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, going to 5, we have a,
Motion on that.
oh, we need a motion. Yes, we do, sorry.
I'll move.
Okay, Jen,
I'll second.
seconded by Beth. All right, Seth, take the roll.
Mr. Brudzinski, Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Dr. Kraus.
Yes.
Mr. Manning.
Yes.
Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, 5, informational items, administrative committee updates.
Just a quick update. I wanted the board to be aware that our safety and security committee did meet, I think it was on June the 5th, and did kind of a review of the year and shared some different thoughts and perspectives moving forward and looking at the upcoming 2024-25 school year. And a very, very good conversation. Mr. McDivitt gave me an update on that meeting. Did want the board to be aware, just as a reminder, that moving forward, Larry Klimkowski, our assistant principal at the middle school, will be assuming the role of district safety and security coordinator. So he will be the point person for the district, and I know he and Mr. McDivitt have been working together on that transition as well. So again, wanted the board to be aware of that.
Okay, great. Any legislative updates or?
Just that the law regarding the cell phone usage or non-usage in public schools in the state of Ohio has passed. And so I would anticipate that our policy committee is going to be reviewing our current cell phone policies to make sure that we're in compliance with the new law. And if there's any changes needed, then it'll be on the agenda. But we have to look at it first before we can make that decision.
Right. Okay. Good update. Thank you. 5-3.
Yes, and our board president has a birthday this weekend,
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Saturday, I believe
correct,
it is.
yes,
And
thank you.
again, in conjunction with our longstanding tradition, I want to thank Dr. Poe and her assistant Anita for selecting a book for Mr. Manning as he celebrates his birthday here. And the book is titled The Cleveland Guardians by Anthony Hewson. Quick summary: going to the ballpark in the summer is a fond memory for many of us. Though the team made a debated name change from the Indians to the Guardians, Cleveland fans still support their team. This book introduces baseball fans to the history of the Cleveland Guardians Major League Baseball franchise, features informative sidebars, exciting photos, a timeline, team facts, trivia, a glossary, and an index. So again, wanted to present this to Mr. Mann.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Happy
Appreciate it.
birthday.
Thank you. Excellent.
29.
Yes.
Forever 29.
And so far, so good for the Guardians this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully the second half of the season
know.
continues like the
June is
first.
always rough for that team, so thank you so much, I appreciate that. All right, we are to 6.1, hearing of public on agenda items. Do we have any speaker cards? Okay, great. Moving to 7.1, financial items. Seth?
Yeah, we had 2 donations, $500 from Allman Oil Company for the KMS Science Olympiad team, and $20,000 from an anonymous donor for new football helmets for the Kenston Middle School football team. So thank you very much. That was a huge donation, and very, very happy. We'll have some shiny new helmets out there for the middle school. Hopefully everybody got to look at the new school fees. They were attached. The breakfast lunch prices, they will reflecting no changes year over year from last year. We did update our property liability fleet and wind turbine insurance. That was going with Liberty Mutual, working with Mr. Tewksbury. We did create a new fund. The new fund is for staff appreciation and recognition. We have attached the financial reports, the investment summary, the bank reconciliation, all of our financial. We did some advances and transfers, which typically are done at the end of the year every year. You'll see those. We made another transfer to the PI fund, the athletic fund, our reserve for contingency, and the HB 264 Energy Conservation Fund. Again, these are standard transfers that are done basically at the end of every year that you see. We have the permanent appropriations attached, as well as a new certificate and update to finalize those appropriations, as well as the temporary appropriations to begin our brand new school year. So it's hard to believe I've been here almost a year. Time flies when you're having fun. So yeah, it's been a great year. I've really enjoyed working with Steve, Katie, and everybody else. So very excited to start this new year and actually be able to dive in here. So those are the financial items, and we'll take a vote and move on to the next one.
Okay, great. I'll need a motion for 7.1 through 7.12. Financials, Beth.
So moved.
And Jim, second. All right, any comments, questions? I would just like to comment, I thought the comma was in the wrong spot on that donation, $20,000 for football helmets from an anonymous donor. That's fantastic.
Very generous.
Very generous.
Yeah.
We have a generous community.
That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Whoever did that, thank you.
I want to shout out Andrew. I don't know how he's keeping our lunch prices
Oh, yeah.
the same.
Good call.
Like, we haven't had an increase in a couple of years, I think.
He does very well. We interact with him, I mean, on the daily, and he's constantly saying, what can I change, what can I do, how can I improve the lunches while also maintaining the price.
Yeah.
Very hard to do. He has an excellent handle over
That's amazing,
Yeah,
given
these folks
given
know.
the increasing cost of
Commodities, right?
groceries.
Yeah,
We all
that's right.
feel it in our homes. That's very impressive. So
He's doing
shout out
awesome.
to Andrew.
Yep, he's great.
Great. Okay. Our motions are set. Seth, you can take the roll.
All right, Mr. Brzezinski, Mr. Henry,
Yes.
Dr. Kraus.
Yes.
Mr. Manning,
Yes.
Mrs. Charman.
Yes.
Okay, moving on, we're taking separate 7.13. This is approval of second resolution declaring it necessary to levy an additional 1 mil tax levy for the purpose of general permanent improvements and requesting the Geauga County Auditor to make certain certifications pursuant to sections 5705.03 and 5705.21 of the revised code. I will need a motion for that. Jim? We need a second? Yep. Seth, you can take the roll.
All right, Mr. Brzezinski, Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Dr. Cross.
Yes.
Mr. Meany.
Yes.
Mrs. Charbonneau.
Yes.
Thank you. All right.
I just-
Moving on to 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I just attached the motion areas, so you can read through everything, in case anybody was over.
Got it.
I wanna know exactly what it was.
So we have that attached. Perfect.
Anybody?
Oh, yeah, nice, I see.
Okay, good. All right, moving on to 8, certified personnel. We have 8.1 through 8.3. I'll need a motion. Jim? And a second.
Wait, hold on, I'm catching up.
Okay.
I second.
Oh,
I know.
sorry, it's wrong.
Thanks,
I got
that's so
distracted
exciting.
by something with the resolution, sorry, okay.
Yep. Nope, we can pause on that if you need to
No,
look over.
I'm caught up, so I will motion or second, whatever you need.
You will second. Jim has the first motion, and you will second. Okay.
Okay.
Seth, please call the roll.
Mr. Burganski. Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Dr. Cross.
Yes.
Mr. Meany.
Yes.
Mrs. Charbonneau.
Yes.
Thank you.
Got it. I see what I think I saw what you were looking at.
Yeah, I was just
There was
reading
a
how
date.
it would be worded on the ballot, I always find that was interesting,
Yes.
so I just stopped for a second to read that, I don't think I had seen.
Right. My eye caught a
Yeah.
date to make sure the date was set, because we moved this meeting, so we had to make sure the resolution date is set
Oh, right, right.
differently.
Everything should
And you
be-
got it, you crossed your Ts and dotted your Is on that, very good.
Reviewed several times,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Moving on to 9, we're going classified personnel. We have 9.1 through 9.5. On that motion,
So moved.
and I need a second.
I'll second.
Okay. Seth, you may call, comments, discussions? Didn't do that in the last one, okay. Seth, please call the roll.
Mr. Burganski. Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Dr. Cross.
Yes.
Mr. Meany.
Yes.
Mrs. Charbonneau.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving 10, supplemental contracts. We have 10.1 through 10.3. 10.3, need a motion. Jim and Beth.
I'll second.
Okay. All right, comments, questions, discussion? All right, Seth, call the roll.
Mr. Burganski. Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Dr. Cross.
Yes.
Mr. Meany.
Yes.
Mrs. Charbonneau.
Yes.
Thank you.
11, exempt personnel. Oh,
I'm sorry, I did want to mention, Katie called it out, but the supplementals for science and reading, will be reimbursed for, I mean, that was a big dollar amount, but it's gonna be reimbursed by the
That is
Department
correct.
of, yeah, okay, I just wanted to point that out, in
Okay.
case somebody was surprised by the amount.
okay, good. 11, exempt personnel, non-bargaining personnel. We have 11.1 and 11.2. Need a motion for that.
So moved.
Beth? I'm sorry, yeah, Beth. Okay. Any comments, questions? All right, Seth, take the roll.
Mr. Burganski. Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Dr. Cross.
Yes.
Mr. Meany.
Yes.
Mrs. Charbonneau.
Yes.
Thank you.
Right. One item in 12, approval of obsolete items. Motion
So moved.
and a second. And we got a second from Jen. Good. Okay, Seth, any comments, questions? Seth, take the roll.
Mr. Burganski. Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Dr. Cross.
Yes.
Mr. Meany.
Yes.
Mrs. Charbonneau.
Yes.
Okay, 13, teaching and learning. We have 2 items, 13.1 through 13.2. Need a motion?
So moved.
We got Beth. Any second? Okay, thank you. Good. All right, comments, questions? Okay.
Other than I wish I could go to Paris.
Yeah.
I thought that too. I was like,
I
what a
mean, that's
great trip.
amazing. I'm so excited to see our district to start to travel abroad with
Right.
our students. I think that's an amazing
Yeah.
opportunity for them.
Out west trip happening.
Yes,
Right.
that is
Pretty
Yeah, it's
exciting.
currently.
Right now, right?
so cool.
Yeah, they've been doing the foreign language trips for as long as I can remember, but this is nice. This is a good one.
They've been to France.
How many kids
a
is this
while,
in?
right?
It's been a while. They
Yeah.
did,
Quebec.
Brenda
did French
listed it all,
trips.
open the thing, and she
Yeah.
lists all the
Yeah,
trips
they
that
did,
she's
they
done.
did Quebec last year or the year before. They haven't been to France in a while,
Yeah.
so that's super cool.
That's good.
Sign me up.
Well, they
I
missed
know.
it by 1 year because the Olympics are this summer. So,
Yes,
1 year, they would
Timing.
have.
I don't
But-
know if now's the time I would.
Yeah, yeah.
They can just let those Olympics
I
happen.
agree with you.
Yes.
How many kids does it involve with French trip?
I think they get,
I just wondered.
I'm not sure.
No, I'm not sure either.
And then 15s, I think.
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah, it's
I
not-
was thinking a dozen or so.
Yeah, it's not like the out
Ballpark.
west trip, where
Yeah.
it's smaller than
And
that.
it's smaller than the Spanish trip.
It's even smaller than the Spanish trip, okay.
Well, and shout out to all the teachers that take this on, because they do not have to do this.
Yeah,
and they
they're very
do, so.
organized.
Okay, so there's our comment discussion. Seth, you may take the roll.
Mr. Bragansky, Mr. Henry,
Yes.
Dr. Cross.
Yes.
Mr. Meany,
Yes.
Mrs. Charbonnet.
Yes.
Okay, we're to 14, special education. We have 14.1 through 14.7. Got a lot of contracted services. Okay, we have a motion and a second out there.
I'll second.
All right. Any questions, comments, discussion? Okay, Seth, take the roll.
Mr. Bragansky, Mr. Henry,
Yes.
Dr. Cross,
Yes.
Mr. Meany,
Yes.
Mrs. Charbonnet.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we have 15, approval of board policies. Need a motion? Jim?
Second.
And seconded. All right. Questions, comments? All right, we are ready to go. Seth, take the roll.
Mr. Bragansky, Mr. Henry,
Yes.
Dr. Cross.
Yes.
Mr. Meany,
Yes.
Mrs. Charbonnet.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, 16, new business. We have items 16.1 through 16.6. Need a motion?
So moved.
Okay, and a second?
I'll second.
Okay. And questions, discussions? Point out that,
Just to, hats off to Katie, because Dr. Poe, because this curriculum is very dense, and she does a lot of work getting it all organized for the start of the next school year, and finding PD days that are mandated by the state, but, you know, sometimes it's difficult to fit in our schedule, so Dr. Poe does an amazing job with curriculum.
okay. And Steve, should we point out that the only change to that calendar was just an added professional development day, correct?
That's correct.
No breaks were moved around or
It's a
anything like
Wednesday
that?
in September, and again, I think it was the same week that we scheduled professional development this past year.
Yes.
Got it.
It was that same week in
Same
September.
week, okay.
This year, or I should say, this coming year, it will be on Wednesday.
Good. Good to note to people so that they don't go scrambling, looking at their calendars, thinking they gotta move vacations around or something like that. So it's just
That was the
an
only
added
change.
PD day. Okay,
That's
great.
the only change.
Thank you. All right. Any other questions, discussions? All right, Seth, take the roll.
Mr. Bragansky, Mr. Henry,
Yes.
Dr. Cross.
Yes.
Mr. Meany,
Yes.
Mrs. Charbonnet.
Yes.
Thank you.
16.7, we have a first reading on the curriculum on the agenda, so everybody please review on that. Any questions on that to start? All right, good. Now we move to 17, hearing of the public on non-agenda items. Seth, do we have any speaker cards?
We do not.
All right, great. Moving on to 18, treasurer's report.
All right, so we are in the midst of wrapping up the year, finalizing the budgets for next year. We finalized the appropriations for FY '24, we have the temporaries for FY '25, that's good. I'm happy to let you know that the SC View implementation has gone very well. Matt from our team, the assistant treasurer, was leading that, he did a great job. We made sure we went around to every single voting and every single individual who is going to be extensively using SCView, putting in the requisitions, the POs, putting all the receipts, doing things in that. He sat with them all, trained them up. We're going to continue to do that in the fall as well. But this is, I can't emphasize enough that utilizing technology like this, rather than the stacks of paper with 3 carbon copies, the different colors, we get tremendous efficiencies. I mean, you can take and cut down a several hours process to, you know, an hour. It's tremendous efficiency. It's real time. We no longer have to say, okay, they do these, they leave them on the desk. Oh, I forgot to hand that in yesterday. We do inter-office mail, it's 2 days later. As soon as somebody puts it in the system, right, I get real-time visibility. So that's huge. I know exactly what it is. Easy to track, very good for the auditors. I just want to let you, we're going to continue to implement modules of SCView because we're going to get, they have a lot of other stuff that other schools are utilizing. I reached out to Chagrin Falls, to Aurora, to all these Beechwood, all these different schools who utilize SCView, and they're saying, yeah, we implemented this new module, here's what it does, blah, blah. So there's more coming down the pipeline with that, but it's been a tremendous success. The folks have, you know, adopted it well, they're doing very well. And I just want to emphasize that our team, as well as the people out there who are putting in POs and requisitions and whatnot, have done a great job. So I wanted to give them, you know, just kudos to them for doing this, because it's been a several-month process.
Good.
So,
Yeah.
yep, that's all I have.
And I know sometimes change in the
Change is
technology
hard.
is tough.
Yes.
But your department has done very well in implementing that and getting people to buy in on it.
Yep. We have
It's
a
going to
summer,
show the efficiencies.
well, summer project, ASOP, we're moving that all over the
Yay.
summer.
Yeah.
Right? I know it's been a long time coming, 5-6 years,
Okay.
but we're going to be ready to go for the beginning of school. So I just hope we continue to roll with some of these technology implementations, because again, the efficiencies are awesome.
Right.
So,
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to 19 Superintendent's Report.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a quick update on the summer move. Obviously, the board's aware we have a lot of things happening this summer with the closing of KIS and the moves that are taking place with the 8th grade going to the high school, and then 4 and 5 going into the middle school. Things are on track and on schedule. I've been over to the middle school probably 3 or 4 times since school has ended. And it's amazing the amount of work that has already been completed. So custodial staff, maintenance, grounds, everybody's doing a great job, and a lot is happening at the middle school. Rooms being cleaned, furniture being moved, old furniture that's no longer of use is being disposed of. In a lot of cases, furniture from KIS will be brought over to the middle school. So again, everything is just going according to plan, and as of today, we are on schedule. And I certainly will provide another update at our July board meeting, but I wanted you to know that so far so good.
Great.
And then the only other thing I had is I didn't know, I knew there was some conflicts with the July board meeting. I didn't know if we wanted to kind of finalize that date while everyone was here.
Right.
Just to get that date so we could advertise that change, and our
Right.
staff can kind of plan accordingly.
So we have, after getting feedback from everyone's calendars, it looks like July 16th and 17th are the 2 dates that it looks like everybody, all 5 can make. So really the choice comes down to those. The 16th is a Tuesday and the 17th is a Wednesday. So if anyone has preference over the other 2, but it looks like in doing the little chart, all 5 board members can make both of those dates. I know
Steve or Bruce,
one
do you guys have a
one
preference?
person was out on the,
I'm leaving for vacation on the 16th, so
yeah, that
I'll
won't,
try to make,
yeah.
I'll try to make, 17th would not work for me, but the 16th would. I mean, I could try and make that,
But you're leaving on the 16th?
yeah.
Well,
But-
then we would hold you up. You don't have to
It's okay, we're not going that far.
come. All right. I just appreciate the inconvenience that this just causes for everybody.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, but it goes back to making a schedule,
Right.
you know, 7 months in
January.
advance before, in January, yeah. It gets tougher as we get through.
Yeah, life happens.
October, November start coming up, you're making something a year in advance, it's kind of tough,
Yeah.
so.
Okay, well, I have no preference, so whatever
Okay.
suits.
Yeah, good. We'll go for the 16th, that's fine. We'll do the 16th.
7, 16.
Okay, so no, we will be moving July 15th meeting
And
to July
honestly, Bruce,
16th.
that's usually a very light agenda
Yeah.
in July, so I wouldn't worry about changing vacation plans.
Yeah.
Steve
Enjoy
can
your
hold it
vacation.
No,
down.
listen,
Yeah.
I assumed, I mean, I'll always,
You can
obviously
always
try to
like
be here.
zoom in while you're
I was
driving,
gonna
like,
say.
I could, yeah.
you know, have your wife drive and you can be watching on Zoom, because it's really gonna be riveting.
Boy, that'll make it time to ask, right?
Better than a Netflix series.
It's probably the lightest meeting
It
of
is,
all
so,
meetings.
yeah.
It's- Yeah, a couple changes here and there, and it'll go quick.
So 7 o'clock, 16th.
7 on the 16th, yes,
Got it.
good, Jim, yes, with the time.
Seth will take care of that for us.
That's right.
All right.
Yep, all right.
Thank you,
And-
and that concludes my report.
Okay, well, I got something before we adjourn from the board. For your years of service that you put in, all right? We're
It was only
One.
2 years of service.
Well, I said years, plural, so, the 2 years you put in for us, bridging that gap, has been fantastic. So on behalf of the board, thank you very much. Fantastic 2 years for us, and we look forward to your retirement there. Yeah, it's good for you. You've got plans, I know that. That's fantastic, and it's been a joy having you on our team.
Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, thank you so much, and it's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you to the board for extending this opportunity. As you're aware, I thought I was going to retire 2 years ago,
Right.
but this opportunity you were gracious enough to extend to me, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. We're just blessed with great kids here at Kenston. We have a wonderful staff. We have community that supports and values education, and it's just a great place to be. And I really enjoyed it, and we'll miss it. And with that in mind, I do hope that it's okay from time to time to come back for a ball game or one of those outstanding holiday concerts that we always have in December, or whatever the case may be. So if that's okay, my wife and I may make the trip across town for one of those events. But we are looking forward, on a personal note, to just a little bit more flexible schedule. Where we can help my mom and my father-in-law, and of course being closer to kids and grandkids is always a good thing as well. So thank you again, very much appreciated.
No, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That moves us to 21, adjournment. I need a motion for adjournment.
Before we adjourn,
Yeah.
I just want to extend our condolences to Mrs. D. Kramer, whose dad passed away the other day. So, yes, she, as you all know, has been a high school teacher here for a very long time, and it was a very sudden passing. So just want to mention that before we adjourn.
Okay. Thank you for that info. Okay, looking at a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, and a second?
I'll second.
All right. We all set? All right. Seth, take the roll on that adjournment.
Mr. Rudansky, Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Dr. Cross.
Yes.
Mr. Meany.
Yes.
Mrs. Strong.
Yes.
All right, we are adjourned at
That was impressive. 8 o'clock, 1 hour.
7:59.
Thank you very much.
I like it.